It was the big Lord said, passion comes from the soul. So right now, all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top door. Funny how we see better than that the lives lost. Can't be focused on the life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cooked up with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But they teach you take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember hunting with bruh. Even though we did the wrong thing, my life would have been a lot different if I fell up under God's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name that we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas, not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the fight. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design. Just when you in the streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you won't be on papers and no restrictions. My father said a hard head to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In the place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court, found in D.C. school. I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm I.S.U.P.K, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and that's how I all it was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I.S.U.P.K until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now I got the upper hand. Gotta promote this brand. Correct all multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jail. Shit, I needed help. But I was locked up in the judge, but man on the shelf. Heavy crimes, it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie about the smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. You gotta hope yourself by told me. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. The decisions that I made from the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a We learned to provide their whole operation. Certified priests, prophesying this my occupation. This shit outrageous, they done made this truth outside. That's why we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. I.S.U.P.K style, can't stop now. Father's warfare, couldn't last one round. Let the oppressed rise and let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with this shit, about to make it hot, call it compound. It's for my niggas with the guns and the drugs there. Dwelling in peace till the Lord call for the blood. Hey, solid beside my depth, ain't got beside yourself. Sworn drawn for what you perform, how you gon' hide yourself? Never got to die for his lies and his dreams. Ain't got no love for the practice. Nah, just fooling kids. And in my father's house is feeding mansions. I got plenty of bitches, one being bitches. This your death sentence. I'm talking about slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. They can't do nothing right. And feel the world with eyes. Ain't down for your skin. You gon' die for your pride. That's right on in you. So born for your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils let me in this bill. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah. Now they shook from vicious words out this hanging book. About to take these rappers back to school. My flow standing hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hang down death for the devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man to stiff corpse. You see a flag in the band, I see hordes in the pitchfork. So please believe it. The white man is a demon. And I ain't gonna vote for them to free me. That man is still weak. They got the purpose. Why this life till they broke like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees. They wanna have peace. The demons let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. The land in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she pleased as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you mean? So from the hill, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. They can't do nothing right. And feel the world with eyes. Ain't down for your skin. You gon' die for your pride. That's right off into you. So born for your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils let me in this bill. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on him. I can't really do shit with that guy. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking
They can't do nothing right. And feel the world with eyes. Ain't down for your skin. You gon' die for your pride. That's right off into you. So born for your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils let me in this bill. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
You don't have to be robbing and killing in the ghetto, living in filth and squalor. This don't have to be our life. This life is given to us by them low-life niggas you call black eagles.
One West, U.P.K, 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 One West, motherfucking U.P.K, 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 One West, every motherfucking day, U.P.K, 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 One West, motherfucking U.P.K, 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 One West, every motherfucking day.
I don't fuck with the fake, never been on the date, but the niggas okay, I don't eat okay. I eat the steak, she ain't great. Run like an eight, don't need no weight. UK bitch at the bar, hey, get the bitch wetter than the lake, hey. Open my eye, cut the case, I make a bitch nigga face, hey. One was the only way, hey. All eyes on UPK, hey. Take out, hey. That's what they say. Now we don't play. Talk with my spray, beat up with the blade. Got a nigga on my fucking page, inside way, hey. We know some drop like me, like one head beats, hot like me, like you ain't the fucking block like me, like that's what a little kid not say shit. Those ain't no bitch up in sight. All my niggas prepared to die. World War III, word on fire. That's waiting on the Lord to crack the sky. And them chills ain't that. I'm nothing but them duplications that won't play.
Slap E, better get my from the back end. You better hope that I don't get orders from captain. The take down, be determined for action. You already know what I got to say. If you ain't, you can please you in the captain. When I was more than a lot of people that are better than I be ready for this war shit. Every day, 4 for 3. Would you hurry up, please? So I can put my enemies on their knees and make them bad tweets. But no mercy for me. You didn't get none to the birds and the bees and the trees. What the fuck do you mean? I don't with me and have business. They hear you straight. I'm pleased in the process of the king. The stories of the book, cut of black God. This is how much this week great. I think I was shot my shit. The king of all kings, ruler of all things, fabulous will be great. Destruction of Babylon, destroying everything, doing the things on a whole nother level you ain't never seen. When you can't think, 144, you know what I mean. One West,
West, U.P.K, 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 One West, motherfucking
the L's with the Bible. The keyboard L's. And then you got the kids making cookies for Santa Claus. You know what you're doing? You are cooking, you're making a burnt offering to a damn idol. Damn heathen. Following damn heathen ways. Blacks, Hispanics, and Americans, you are the special people of the Lord. Stop following these.
Young nigga free, marry a motherfucking free. Yeah. The water we see from the west to the south to the north to the east. Yeah. Shut up my eyes with me. Focus on my echo. Sipping the song that we made. Soldiers we out in the streets. Young nigga free, marry a motherfucking free. Yeah. The water we see from the west to the south to the north to the east. Yeah. Shut up my eyes with me. Focus on my echo. Sipping the song that we made. Soldiers we out in the streets. When was they bury me? But will it not be a free? July for I on the team. Duplicate know what I mean. We getting shot by police. We dying off in these streets. My people killing the E. Stealing it ain't no peace. Teaching we setting up zones. Devil just leave me alone. GEN.YAHANNA, they gave me a home. I put in work with the phone. I wish you'd cross the line. Please let me take off. Won't flesh straight round. Won't better stand down. Young nigga preach. Man, me a motherfucking priest. Yeah. And why do we keep from the west to the south to the north to the east? Yeah. My eyes to the east. Focus on my echo piece. Sipping the smoke with these. Soldiers be out in the streets. Young nigga preach. Man, me a motherfucking priest. Yeah. So why do we keep from the west to the south to the north to the east? Yeah. My eyes to the east. Focus on my echo piece. Sipping the smoke with these. Soldiers be out in the streets.
Shalom. With the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, come out 1 West, 125th Street, New York, under Command GEN.YAHANNA. Since 1969, we've been teaching our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, our true identity according to the Bible, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, were the Lord's chosen people. And according to the scriptures, not some personal opinion that someone just, made up in their imaginations, the only people that the Lord cares about on the face of this earth. And of course, our oppressor is nothing more than the devil that the Bible speaks of. Saying today is the Friday night Lashawan Qadash, or Holy Tongue class, and where we go over the language that it is our ancestors spoke before our tongue was so ruthlessly stripped from us. Understand? We're going to be continuing into the 100 most common used verbs. So we're going to start out with the alphabet first, with the ancient Hebrew and then the Syrian Hebrew. So I'm going to have Trooper Kumapar come up and write out the ancient Hebrew first. And saying this alphabet that we're about to be learning, it's something not to be taken lightly. You understand? It's definitely something you got to constantly be studying, something you got to memorize in order for you to comprehend our language, because it's certainly not an easy one. You understand? And in reality, it's something that only the 12 tribes of Israel can comprehend and speak. So go ahead. Just make sure you leave enough space for your characters, so the viewers online can read it. It's the It's like.
It's like you, other one.
What's up?
You used to tell me this. That's like I used to never do it like this. You know what I'm saying? I used to do it the other way. To put the, one of those and then.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
told me this is the best way to remember it. You ain't lying on that one.
Hey, most of
like, remember like the I.S.U.P.K got that how much you get it down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a little more difficult if you
write out the English, how to say it in English, and then try to do the character and then move on to the next one.
Right.
So it's definitely a lot easier if you write it all out and then match the characters where they go.
Come.
So in doing that, also help you with reading the Hebrew, like during Sabbath service, because like it's really you can just say it in your head like Abba Gada, like the whole alphabet, and then like that character will pop up in your mind that goes for that specific way to say it.
Right.
So it definitely helps.
Come.
Same for the viewers online. You can go and keep writing.
Come.
For the viewers online, he's just simply writing out how it is that you say the characters. And once he gets done writing out the way to say them, he's gonna get started on actually writing out the characters. It's just another study tool, that people can use in order to, learn the alphabet a little bit better.
It's like one thing I do know. It's 22 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah. I was about to ask you. You still stick to your counting them out method?
God.
Hey, whatever helps you learn it.
God.
Just know, even if you got 22, there might be one or two misplaced.
Right. Oh, God.
The brother is doing the ancient Hebrew right now, which is the original characters that we would write out for our language. And then eventually we had to adapt our characters when we were in captivity underneath the Assyrians, which eventually Hebrew became Assyrian Hebrew. But how you say it, it all remains the same. Gemmed up already, Queen Paul?
You made me double check because you said this because you kind of.
Oh, God.
Oh, I might have to check double checks.
Right.
I'm not sure about the design.
No, it's all there. It's all good.
Okay.
You already know what I told you.
Hey,
start.
Nah, I didn't finish all the way, but you did. If I could,
right.
You got one messed up.
Yeah. for the viewers, that top left corner he just did is the top, and it's a circle with an X going through it. There's a little bit of a glare, so we gotta do something about that light.
Right.
Be messing with classes every week.
Put a shield up there or something.
Right.
That's what I got one.
Think of like a flag waving in the wind, or like a line in a Z.
Oh, like remember I had a problem on this last time?
Yeah.
That's bang.
Yeah, I think you said the flag thing last time.
That's it right there. Like,
yep.
I'm tripping.
Yep. Like.
Exactly what I had a problem last time. You remember that?
Yeah, that was the only one too. We'll double check your work real quick.
Come.
Okay, I see you from above. I see you. Actually.
Oh, so I got something mixed up.
It's just little details.
And it's that dot and line in the middle.
Yeah.
So
it's all good. Yeah, you gotta make sure you get, whenever you do these characters, you gotta make sure you get them down to a T.
Right.
You understand? I mean, obviously it all depends on the person's handwriting, but on how they should, ultimately be shaped out. Like you gotta make sure you get them down, or else nobody's not gonna slacky. Nobody's gonna understand what the hell you're talking about. Because eventually we're gonna be writing out this Hebrew to communicate.
Right.
You might have to talk to a brother on the West Coast, tell him
mail out FedEx or something.
Yeah, tell him to do this or that.
Right.
I'm saying write him a letter in Hebrew so our enemies can't decode it and understand what it is that we're talking about. And you sit there and mess up on a character, he's gonna be like, ooh, I don't know what the hell I don't know what he's trying to say to me.
Right. Might send him out to do the wrong thing or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
God. You're saying, but this is a perfect example of the ancient Hebrew.
Right.
You understand? And the characters that match up with it. So you got your first line and your characters above it. Your second line, which is Yakalamana Saiba, with the characters above them, and the third line with the characters above them. You're saying if you're writing out ancient Hebrew, this is exactly how it should look. So there should be no extra characters added. There shouldn't be anything taken out of it. There should be no extra letters added in, it should look exactly like this. Matter of fact, if you could one part, right, put a little box down here, and then write down no. You should already know whether it's not or it isn't in Hebrew.
V. I'm doing it wrong though. V O.
It doesn't matter how you write it.
U.
Mm-hmm.
E.
Yep.
And I'm missing one. I want V O U. Cause 5 letters.
Think of what they call Yahushua.
No J.
Yep.
Like
yeah, you got it. What is that? You just wrote a damn.
Oh shit.
And that's how it should be though.
Good.
They say every brother in the school should be studying so goddamn much they mix Hebrew characters up with simply a English alphabet.
Right.
You understand? If I could, let me say. Just so you know, the viewers. Understand? But there is no V, O, U, E, or J in Hebrew. It doesn't matter if it's ancient Hebrew. It doesn't matter if it's Assyrian Hebrew. You're not going to see any of these letters in it. And if you do see these letters, I mean, it's
Yiddish.
Yeah, hey, you got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yiddish. Nothing more. Nothing but gibberish. You understand? But I'm sluggy. I'm gonna go ahead and give the viewers a second to write this down, and then we're gonna get into the Assyrian Hebrew, which, like I said before, we had to change up our characters a little bit in order for us to keep our language alive. You know what I'm saying? Because the Assyrians used to, cut out our tongues and burn them out, burn and cut out our eyes, just do all types of horrendous things in order to force us to simply ditch our language and to adopt theirs. You know what I'm saying? To adopt the language of all these different heathen nations dwelling around us.
Right.
You understand? It's like if anybody has any questions, go ahead and type it in the comment section. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. If I personally cannot answer them, I'll get with one of the mighty men above me to do so.
Right.
What's up? Not lie. That's what Shit, I wish my pops would come into the truth. Shit, my sisters, my brothers. I say go ahead and erase the characters for the Hebrew. Once again, that is some excellent penmanship for them characters. Like, you understand? I said that's definitely how it is you'd want to write it out if you were to, write a letter to a brother, or send him some type of message about what it is that you need done in a certain area. So go ahead and do the Syrian Hebrew. So like we went over before, the Syrian Hebrew, it's still Hebrew. It's just we had to change up the characters themselves a little bit, not how you say them or anything, in order for us to continue with our language, in order for us to speak our native tongue. You understand? To speak the language that is that the Lord gave us as a nation, we had to just change up the characters just a smidge, due to the complete and utter oppression that we were under the Assyrians, while under the Assyrians. It's like
I know. I ain't got a brown
no, you added like a backwards J hook. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't know why you always have a problem with that remedial sequence.
One day I did get it perfect,
Yeah, last class. It was last class. Actually, I think it was the last two classes.
Right.
And then just after that, try to put your own little flavor on it. Fix, yeah. No, fix that loop. That's too.
It's like a little soup.
No, I mean that was fine. The curve in at the top. That's too. Like you can't. Nah. That's more towards the middle. Instead of it connecting. You know what I'm talking about?
I know something like that. A loop or something.
Let's say you did what you did the first time.
Oh, more down.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's more of a gap between it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Surprise make perfect. Especially when stuff like that. That helps you figure it out next time.
Yeah, I mean you can do it like that. It just depends on the person's handwriting. Right. Like I've said before, it's easier to learn for people online as well as students in the class if you do it how it is on the chart. You know what I mean? I would say, but if you were to write a letter to a brother with Hebrew and you did it like that, he's gonna be well versed enough in our language to know, like, okay, that's the top.
Right.
Yeah.
Come. like it one. I was gonna say if you want to explain it about the what's it called, the exchange between two words and the end of a word. They went away.
No, I was actually before I do that. Look at your wa. Just because I'm a stickler, fix your wa. It's right. It's just it's angled too much. You know what I mean? Yep. Yep. That's perfect. I was saying like the brothers mentioned before. You'll have some characters that have a second one that goes with it. So for the ka, like this character right here, that'll go either at the beginning or middle of a word. And then for the second character that you'll write out, that usually goes at the end of a word. So that'll be like the very last character of a word. That's really all there is to it. I believe there's only like 5 that have multiple characters. So that's another important thing of studying in order to learn this Hebrew. It's like
Switch around.
now you got it. Slide. So once again, he did one with 2 characters instead of 1. So that character on the bottom, that'll go at the end of a word rather than at the beginning or the middle of it. Same thing for the na. You can go ahead. You can go on.
So I already know how you going.
Yeah. Just because it can be easily confused with the ma. Yep.
This one like a purple circle.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a slight difference. And also, if you could, when you're done with that, yeah, that's perfect. For the second ma character, you see the little lip. Angle that upwards instead of downwards.
Upwards.
It's like go.
Like that. Oh, okay. Like that on.
Yeah.
It's like I never noticed that. So like, you know what I'm saying? I never noticed that lip. I thought they were both going down like that, but I noticed this one's downward and this one's upwards.
Go.
You know what I'm saying? I never noticed that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. The more you write it down, you got to teach it the other ones.
Right.
There's nothing. You know
right. Yeah, you know the Lord's all about attention to detail, so
right.
You know these characters, they gotta be on par with how it's supposed to properly be written out.
Last time I got this mixed up, so I got it now.
Oh, for the top? Yeah.
God, I put it reverse. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky.
Wow.
Erase the
This one?
no, the box. The box. So
Oh,
you
so
can,
like, oh, it's like,
so you can put the thought in there.
Right. Yeah, people might not know, so like, I've been doing this since a young man. You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about.
Right on the board.
Oh, yeah, when Officer Qadash was teaching.
So like, I was never scared to come up here.
Yeah, that's great though.
Right.
And that is perfect.
No, I'm saying, look at others. Look at me now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dang. Die. And I got this from you. You know what I'm saying? Now forget it now.
I'm gonna be upset if you forget it.
This one's more straighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay.
I see you going for it.
You know what I'm saying? You know, like,
you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that's also perfect. I'm happy you remember the Pharaoh's scepter.
Kind of slack. You know what I'm saying?
But this is the Syrian Hebrew in its entirety. You understand? So how it is that you say these characters, it has not changed, whether it's ancient Hebrew or if it's Assyrian Hebrew. And for some of these characters, you're going to have two of them depending on where it falls at in a word. So like the ka, the ma, the na, the pa, and the za, you're going to have two characters. That second character is only added at the very end of a word. So I'm going to give the viewers a second to go ahead and write this down. But this is in its entirety the language of our ancestors. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians before it was stripped from us, from our oppressors, from our conquerors. Those who looked to cause a mass genocide amongst our nation in order to take us off the face of this earth. But due to the mercy of the Lord, we were able to not only survive all this hell we've been through, but we've been able to keep our language. We've been able to keep our customs and our culture, our history, all these things that make us who it is that we are. We were able to keep these things. And thanks to the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yahanna, these have been taught since 1969. You understand? And when we say that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the 12 tribes of Israel, are the real Jews of the Bible. And this can be backed up with historical evidence. It can be backed up with archaeological evidence. Things that link up with our culture while we were in the world, and our customs and our biblical culture and customs. And we're going to be getting into that right after the viewers get this written down. As a matter of fact, one part, if you could pull up the Bat Creek Stone.
Bat Creek Stone?
Yeah, kind of like a baseball bat. Bat Creek Stone on the TV.
Bat Greek?
Yeah, kind of creek.
Creek or Greek?
Creek.
Oh, like concrete.
Yeah, you're going fishing in a creek.
Right there.
Yep, Bat Creek Stone.
Images?
Yep.
So what is that?
This is a artifact that was found in, I believe it was Tennessee. You understand, with ancient Hebrew writing on it. And this was pre-Columbus, before our oppressor arrived over here in these lands.
And it's and only if I could.
Go ahead.
See, I don't know. Looks like they switched it up.
Click on
this one.
No, just
this one. Just one.
Just so it's easier to read, click on this one.
Okay, other one.
Well, here's on. So start on this one. and then we're gonna click to that one. Just because it's easier to read when we click on the second one.
What's like it on?
No, it's the same. It's the same stuff.
Oh, okay. It just is weird looking.
Yeah, like I said, it depends on the handwriting.
Oh, and it's a stone out of one.
Yeah.
They gotta carve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot here.
I was gonna go over it when we turn the camera for the viewers.
Right.
So for me personally, it's easier to read when it's like this right here.
Okay.
It's right there. You got the goddamn yeah.
Yeah.
And you got the Z.
That's a Z.
Huh?
That's a Z.
No, that's the yeah.
Yeah.
On the ancient Hebrew.
Oh, I forgot. And you know, back in the day it was ancient. Yeah. Oh, it's like here.
Then you got the na, the ah, and I believe this is also a na.
You said this is a na?
Yeah. This
na?
Remember, it depends on the handwriting.
Like it. The na?
Mm-hmm.
Like it. Look like it. It's like an E almost. We know it ain't an E.
I'm tripping. It's like
what could that one be, you think?
go back. Okay.
We know that's the sock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, God.
Yeah, you notice some of them are faded as well, like the.
Right. Water could have hit that thing, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you know that's supposed to be the shut.
What is it?
That's a shut. See, if you go over here, they got how it is, like how it's supposed to be written out.
Shot?
Huh? Yeah. Come.
You use shot, you know, I mean like shot.
How you pronounce it?
Right. Shot. Shot, you know. Ancient. It could have faded away though, you know, so many years. Oh, so like, you know how many time frames this is though?
Right.
What would this one be out of one?
That's the qua.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I go over here, because you can see much easier like how it's supposed to be written out. So your qua, your I, the sha, the ah, the ya.
But why does it look different like that? Oh, Salakia. Oh man, that is the ah.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this one? Sha.
No, that's the. We're about to go over it.
Salakia. I don't even know what that is. It's a yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Salakia. And this is the ha. No? It's like the ha, right? That's really neat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know, man. It's our forefathers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Lakia.
So you can go ahead and go back to the stone tablet. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this camera for the viewers. So as you can see what it is we've been ranting and raving about. You wanna mess with? You wanna take this one? Go mess out. Okay, we can do it. Will this help with the quality?
Oh, it's like kind. That's exactly what that is.
I'm sorry, Christ. Can you zoom in on that stone at all or no?
Like, I don't know about to do all that, you know. I ain't Bill Gates now. No, it's like.
God, that's like. Oh my bad. It's But this right here is the Bat Creek stone.
But maybe it's like maybe I can make it larger.
You could, if you could. They said, which this is an artifact that was found in Central America. You understand? I believe it was up in Tennessee. archaeologists found this stone right here with Hebrew writing on it. And so that goes to show you that the Israelites were dwelling in these lands long before Columbus came. And long before any of our oppressors, no matter what it is that they call themselves, arrived in these lands. And if you click on the card, pull up the sketch of it.
Kind of one.
Because it might, due to the erosion, it might be a little hard to see what it is that this is trying to say.
It's saying with that word. Hey, it's like erosion.
Right. Click back. Just leave it like that.
It's like you can't even see it.
You can't see it. Go ahead and click on that page and see if you can scroll down at all. No, all right. No,
what I can do other one? Oh, right here.
What's that?
I still can't see it.
Still can't see it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go back to the stone itself.
Cut. This stone, and that one's even better. Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's the same thing.
Oh, cut.
You understand? But right here, we got the Qua. I believe this is the, what was this, the Shah on the sketch?
Oh, cut.
Shah, and then you got your Ya. After erosion, it's like erosion, this would be the Ha and the Ah.
God, that is the odd one.
God.
It's like
and then you got another Ha and the Sa right down here. Yes, and these are ancient Hebrew characters in the land of America. Slacky, go ahead.
Kind of good, if you got notice that they was doing this with stone.
Mm-hmm.
It's not with a pencil and stuff like that, or a marker, how easy it could be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Try to get a circle with a, you know what I'm saying?
God.
You gotta carve that stuff in.
God. Yeah, I mean that's really all there was back then, was carving and stuff. Making things that are long lasting.
Right. I wonder if we can decode it out of one. It's lucky. You know
what?
I wonder if we can decode that thing.
I mean, just look at the sketch, but due to the light, the viewers can't really tell it out.
It's lucky. Look, it's another decoder. Look, right here. Other one.
So,
boom. Look. Look. Remember you said it's the Qua?
I'm not gonna trust that.
Oh, okay. Con. Right.
It's like I don't trust that.
Con.
Because Jewish man being the devil that he is,
right.
Could have simply put his own Yiddish twist on it.
Right. We are the real Jews.
Right.
Like,
you understand? But if this stone in itself is here in the land of America, which dates back pre-Columbus, you understand? And that tells us, it just gives us a hint of who it is that the 12 tribes are, or at least who 10 of the 12 tribes are. You understand? There have been multiple artifacts found in the land of America. You understand? In South America, whether you're in Mexico, Brazil, Puerto Rico, Argentina, you understand, Chile, it doesn't matter where it is that you go. Archaeologists have found multiple artifacts in all of these lands. Right. And just giving you a hint of who it is that the 12 tribes really are. You understand? But yet, our oppressor wants to get mad when a black man says the real Jews are black.
Right.
You understand? The real Jews are niggas, spics, and savages. You understand? Leave it.
Oh, it's like that one.
Yeah.
Come.
People watching her. And you notice that these characters if you simply look into this artifact itself, you notice that these characters match up with the ancient Hebrew that we wrote out at the beginning of class. You'll notice that there aren't any extra, characters added or anything. We're going to be getting into that a little bit later. Go ahead.
It's like, when you know they're the Jewish, man, because just knowing how they do it in, the Blue Letter Bible, how they would do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know. And the only person that knows this knowledge is the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know it's Black and Spanish Native Indians. You know what I'm saying?
I would say that's really in anything that they do, they write it out just like that in the Blue Letter Bible or the Meccan memory.
Syrians.
Yeah, it's Syrian Hebrew, but with their own little additions and twists, which we're going to be getting into.
Right.
So that should be enough time for the viewers to write down what it is this artifact is. So go ahead and type in the New Warp Holy Stones.
What kind of one?
Could let that page open.
Oh,
yeah, it's all going to be on Google.
Okay. New
Warp. It's all one word. A-R-K. Holy Stones.
Holy Stones. Man, race luck. When you going today? Sorry, Christ. You see that Hebrew on there?
Mm-hmm. Look, you already know. You can either click on that one. Click on that one.
Come.
Let's see how that is.
Damn, man. This some heavy stuff.
So they can't really see it though.
You can probably find a bigger one.
Can you enlarge it at all?
Now, if you were to download the picture, like save that image, how you can do it.
All right. Look at that. Glorious Hebrew. And that's when we get closer. I mean, the camera a little closer.
Let me try this real quick, though, man.
You have to click save.
Download.
Click
desktop on desktop though. Save right on desktop. Easy to bring up.
Go to the file. Go to the file.
It's right here, Aaron.
Where?
You got it. Make it big. Precise. Sorry. So like that.
Yeah, no, ain't on this one.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, you tell me.
I'll slice up the other one.
Oh, Slack. My bad, Slack.
It's beautiful.
Man, it's disappointing. That defeats the whole subject now.
Tonight we'll probably find another picture though.
No, I think those are the largest ones. But you can go ahead and look. But for the viewers, just look up the New Warp, which is Newark, Holy Stone. You understand? And it's a handful of stones that were found, I believe, in Ohio. You understand? With the Assyrian Hebrew writing on it. It's saying these are native Indian artifacts. All these artifacts have been, raided by have been engraved that have been raided by our oppressor, and they've simply taken them out and tucked them away. You understand? And on all these artifacts that we're going to be bringing up, which is really just a small number of it, all of them have Hebrew on them, whether it is ancient Hebrew or Assyrian Hebrew, most of which have the Assyrian Hebrew on them.
Man, that's a shame that you can't see that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, who you
That's
telling?
glorious out of line for
I
Lakia.
said, who you telling? I said, but since the viewers can't see this, go ahead and type in the Decalogue Stone or Los Lunas Decalogue Stone.
So like, you know what? What did you say, the other one?
Decalogue, DAC.
DAC.
It's like DEC.
DEC.
AL.
AL.
OGUE.
OGU.
Yep.
E.
Yep. Stone.
Come.
This is a large stone that was found in New Mexico.
Damn.
With Hebrew writing on it.
Ooh. You tripping now.
Man, that's a disappointment.
Oh. I'm trying to get it clear up. Man. Damn, man. So Lakia, that's the ancient Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Man. When was this found out on?
I think it was in 18 something.
Damn.
Just like the Back Creek stones found, I think in 1860.
Oh man, can't see it.
So due to the glare on the TV, for the viewers, when you get a chance, just look up the Decalogue Stone or Los Lunas Stone. You understand? As well as the Back Creek Stone, like a bat flying in the air, or the Newark Holy Stones. You understand? These are just very few of the artifacts that have been found in Central America. You understand? With Hebrew writing on them, which shows you, who it is that the 12 tribes are as a nation. You understand? And in all of these different works that it is that our people took the time to carve out of stone, you'll notice that there are no extra characters added. And if you could pull up the Yiddish alphabet.
Come.
And there's no extra characters added in all of these different artifacts, which shows you that we kept our customs, that we kept our culture, our traditions.
Let me see.
Type in Yiddish.
Nah,
What are you typing?
I put Hebrew.
No, Yiddish, because they don't speak
How you
Hebrew.
spell that one?
YIDDI.
Slacky. That's what they call it?
Yeah.
Slacky.
Yeah, they don't click on that top left one.
This one?
Yeah. Have you seen it all?
No, I don't know. Dang, we're gonna figure out next time.
Come. No sweat. Yes, damn. But if you go ahead, keep that up.
Okay.
But if you go ahead and you look at the Yiddish alphabet, which is what the so-called Jewish man speaks, which is supposed to be the real Jew according to our oppressor, you understand? This is what his alphabet looks like, which is nothing, really like the Hebrew alphabet. And you got, like pronunciations that have 2 characters grouped together, some that have 3 characters grouped together. They have lines and dashes. They got dots. It's in all of these different things to try to change up our language in order to fit their own, twisted dialect, knowing damn well that they have no right speaking or even, trying to make it seem like they speak our holy tongue.
Right.
Understand? But for the viewers, just type in Yiddish alphabet. And you can even type in the Hebrew alphabet if you want, and you'll see where for the Yiddish they added different characters. You understand? They added their own pronunciation for characters. They did all these different things in order to make their own language, which if these people were really the Lord's chosen people, then they wouldn't have to do any of this. They'd simply speak Hebrew. That'd be the end of it.
Right.
And I'm gonna have you read this for the viewers. Come on.
Come.
So Trooper Kunapar is gonna read the difference between Hebrew and Yiddish.
Hebrew is a Semitic language, while Yiddish is a German dialect which interrogates many languages, including German, Hebrew, Aramaic, and various Slavic and Romance language.
And so Yiddish is a combination of different languages. So this is these people sitting there combining really a handful of languages in order to make what is their language. You understand? Which, if they were really the 12 tribes of Israel, they wouldn't have to do this. And saying if they were really the 12 tribes of Israel, they would not try to pass Yiddish on as being Hebrew, which is something that they constantly do. And so many blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians fall for this. Saying all these brothers and sisters in the world that claim to know Hebrew, that are sitting there and taking up, lessons from these rabbis and these different figures in the Jewish community, thinking that they're learning either Hebrew or about our culture and our customs. It's not, something of the Lord. This is something that has been created by our oppressor. So you got brothers out here that, know the Jews are black. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden there's a little bit of backlash, and they apologize for simply recognizing who it is that we are as a nation. You know what I'm saying? For recognizing that we have been lied to for over 400 years.
Right.
And when we try to take back our own culture, you get ridiculed for it. You get punished for it. Just like Nick Cannon was. You know what I'm saying? That brother basically lost everything.
Right.
As well as that, who was that football player?
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson. You understand? Who posted a little
tweet?
Yeah, tweet about the real Jews really being black. You understand? And that happens to multiple brothers that try to rep our culture. Brothers that wear the shield of David and they post a picture with it. All of a sudden now they got to sit there and issue an apology to the Jewish community.
Right.
Knowing damn well that these bastards are nothing but thieves and liars. You understand? A devil is a devil no matter what it is that they call themselves.
Right.
You understand? But for the viewers, just take the time out of your day and look up the Yiddish alphabet. This is what we call now, the nation of Israel, the Jewish bastards over in Israel.
Right.
This is what they speak as a nation anywhere that it is that they go. And this is what they try to pass off as being Hebrew. You understand? And for those of our people out here sitting there claiming to know Hebrew, learning from these devils, you're speaking nothing but gibberish. You're saying, because ultimately that's what Yiddish is. I say, but you couldn't go far. Go ahead and face that camera back towards the board. Over the shot.
Talking about yellow worm.
Right.
Right.
Be throwing all types of E's and J's up in there.
Right.
You're saying, so I'm gonna have you pull a few scriptures for me.
Cut him con of the worm. Right.
I'm gonna let him. But go ahead and pull Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2 for us. Oh no, go ahead. Well, you guys about to tell you no? No, go ahead. So we're gonna get into a couple of scriptures. It's saying that show us who is it the true Jews are according to the Bible. Not only according to the Bible, but according to historical knowledge. Just give us 1 minute.
You said Jeremiah?
Come. Jeremiah 14:2.
Count out one. Jeremiah 14:2. Count.
So I give me 1 second.
Count out one.
All right, go ahead.
Count out one. Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2.
Go ahead.
Judah mourneth.
I'm saying Judah mourneth. Judah is so-called blacks in the land of America.
Right.
I'm saying, why is it that we are mourning? Not only is it because we've been completely slaughtered in the streets of America, being oppressed every single day, having drugs forced into our communities, but we mourn also because whenever one of us sit there and try to cling onto what is our heritage, we try to take back our culture from these goddamn devils, we get oppressed even more. We have what it is that we work so hard for stripped away from us.
Right.
Which is why you got brothers like, Nick Cannon, you understand, who I believe it was either earlier this morning or late last night was sending out all types of tweets basically expressing his sorrow on not being able to claim what is truly his culture. You understand? But go ahead.
Count out one. And the gates thereof language.
And the gates, stand for protection. You understand? So-called blacks in the land of America and really throughout history, unless we have the Lord with us, we have not had any protection. You understand? In America, we get murdered, we get, incarcerated, all these different type of things that further destroy and oppress us as a nation. You understand? But especially with what's going on now with this brother that made such, what America would call such a bold statement in these other different European nations, saying the Jews are black. You understand? This brother had no type of protection from all these things that came down his head. You understand? He lost his slave. You understand? He lost his show that he made. He's got these different news outlets and Jewish communities coming after him for simply stating facts, historical facts as well as biblical facts. And we're about to get into the biblical facts. Go ahead.
Count out one. They are black unto the ground.
They're what?
Black unto the ground.
I'm saying the Judah, which, the tribe of Judah, so-called blacks, Jew is short for Judah, they are black onto the ground. So when you go look at the ground, you're going to see different varieties of brown. So this right here alone tells you that the real Jews are indeed brown or black, if you will. So who is this imposter, this goddamn liar that has been claiming to be the real Jew since before World War II, that has sat there and ridiculed our people anytime we sit there and say, we are the real Jews. We're going to take back our culture. We're going to follow the Lord. But instead, these wicked and disgusting bastards, these devils, sit there and put us down as a nation and essentially force us to leave behind adopting our culture. Go ahead.
Oh, it's like I was gonna say, you know that scripture that what it says they say they are Jewish, but they are not Jews. Man, I'm saying it wrong, probably. You know what I'm saying? It's paraphrasing, but damn, that's a heavy scripture where it said they are Jews, but they are not Jews. Or Jews, but something like
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I said we're gonna pull the synagogue Satan one, but finish that scripture.
Qadash 1. And the city of Jerusalem is gone up.
No, you skipped something.
I was like, no, and they are black unto the ground. And the city of Jerusalem is gone up.
And the cry.
Oh, so like the other one.
Which one?
And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Our cries have gone up to the Lord. Saying blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, due to the oppression that we have been under for so long, for so very long, even till today. All these cries have gone up to the Lord. He hears about the afflictions that we go through, the oppression that we've been under for so very long. Even this brother that made such a accurate and truthful statement about the real Jews, the true Jews, the Lord's real chosen people being black. You understand? Well, I want you to go ahead and read this right here from me before.
Qadash. So like where? All this?
Yeah.
Qadash 1.
It's in. Let them know where you're reading from.
From the Babylon to the Timbuktu.
Yes, and go ahead.
Qadash. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey.
So this is a top leader, you understand, in the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
Capture Jerusalem.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
And
read that last part for me.
Qadash. Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem.
I'm saying all these devils, the Romans, came together and waged war against, Israel, the nation of Israel. And they sieged our treasured city, our main city, which is Jerusalem. Which was a siege that was historically just so horrific. You can go look up any article about it, and you'll see how it is that our people were out there, boiling, bootstraps and eating them. You're eating the hay, paying absurd prices for the head of a donkey. Some people were eating their babies due to just how long the siege was. And after, we went through so much turmoil, so much suffering, ultimately we ended up turning on one another. And that caused for the Romans to move in and capture our city, enslave us. Go ahead.
I would say the only way that was possible out of one, because we must not have been following the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I just don't see it possible. You know what I'm saying?
Because there was all types of looting, there was all types of killings, rapes, cannibalism. People getting high. All these different wicked things that we were doing as a nation, which really the only way we can fall as a people, be conquered, be oppressed, is if we don't follow the Lord. If we don't have the Lord with us as a people. That's literally the only way.
Right.
I say, because there's been multiple instances throughout history of us having the Lord with us and we rule the earth. Go ahead.
Samson destroyed the whole army.
God.
I got one.
God. That's just a single brother that had a
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot here.
Yes, you can think of, King Solomon,
Right,
King David,
right.
all these mighty men that, ruled the nation, that really ruled the earth. You understand? But then, we have them instances where we stray from the Lord as a people, and then that causes for these curses to come upon us. We'll go ahead.
Cut him kind of the wine. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus.
And so this high-ranking general, this devil, and his disgusting son, go ahead,
put an end to the Jewish state.
So they put an end to, the nation, and to our little kingdom that we had, and by doing so, obviously that means that they looted. They killed, they took our people away as slaves. All these different things that ultimately bring a nation down, that can just wipe them out off the face of the earth. That's what the Romans were doing to us, which when you go and look at the siege of Jerusalem, there's clear evidence of those type of things that they were doing to the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
With great slaughter.
With what?
Great slaughter.
Great slaughter. So they just completely murdered any and everybody they get their hands on. Just like whenever our oppressor came to the land of America, he was doing nothing but great slaughter. So he was doing nothing but killing Hispanics and Native Indians. Ensuring that he gets some type of sick pleasure out of our deaths. It doesn't matter if we were peaceful. It doesn't matter if we were actually waging war, if we were trying to have peace talks. The same thing was going on then. Our oppressor always goes out of his way to slay us as a nation, just like he does today. Go ahead.
During the period of the military governors of Philistine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people.
So just like even in biblical days, we had countless atrocities committed against us as a nation. We're seeing women raped, women mutilated, whether it was cutting off breasts or cutting out their box, men whose genitals were mutilated, men who were raped, people that were, burned alive and filleted and tortured, all these different things that happened to us then. It happened to us when Columbus arrived to the New World. That happened to Hispanics and Native Indians. You had conquistadors sitting there making tobacco pouches out of a man's scrotum. A Native or Hispanic man's scrotum, to be more exact. They were sitting there and stretching a woman's box over their hats to make them more decorative. That's the type of people that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, that we have been dealing with throughout history, no matter what it is that they want to call themselves. Whether they want to sit there and claim to be a goddamn German, a Russian, American, English, Jewish. You understand? These people are nothing but rabid beasts, and it doesn't matter what time period it's in. Go ahead.
Come. During the period from Pompey to Julius.
And so during this transition of rulership from what was mentioned at the beginning of the paragraph, General Pompey, who was the leader, and then it transitioned into Julius, Caesar, being the leader of the Roman Empire. So during this transition, we were, at war. We were being oppressed by these devils. Go ahead.
It has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
How many?
1 million Jews fled into Africa.
1 million Jews fled into Africa. You understand? And we fled into Africa because that was not only the only route that we could go to escape the Roman armies that were causing nothing but death and destruction in our lands, death and destruction to our people, but we fled in them lands because we could blend in with these people. You understand? Because we looked like these people. Our skin was the same, tone as these disgusting Africans.
Right.
Just like when you look in the book of Exodus, you understand, and I believe it was Joshua who was, sold to the Egyptians. You understand? His brothers didn't recognize him. You understand? That's because us as a nation, we were originally a dark people. So most of us today are still a dark people. You understand? So if that's the case, if we fled into Africa to blend in order to survive the slaughter that was coming to us from these disgusting Romans, then how the hell does a Jewish man match up with that? How would the Jewish man blend in with some dark Africans,
right,
and survive a slaughter from the Romans?
Right.
To simply put it, they would not. You understand? They would stick out like a sore thumb, just like them devils in South Africa stuck out from the rest of Africa. And now, well, it's like, you could say recently you had them devils being, slaughtered and land taken. You understand? Because they do not blend in with these people. Go ahead.
So this is before Egypt.
No, this is after Egypt.
Really?
God. So the Greeks and Romans were after Egypt.
Oh, because he already brought us out of Egypt before this.
Huh?
He already brought us out of Egypt before this.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was making a reference to how it is, like, because that's another historical instance of where it shows not only the complexion of Israel, but how it is that we blended in with the Egyptians in order to, thrive or to survive.
No, so I'm trying to say, like, damn, so this is slavery again. Being slaughtered again after Egypt? That's what I'm saying?
Yeah, this was essentially the Romans trying to cause a mass genocide on the nation of Israel, which is why 1 million of us fled. Like, we had to leave our homeland. You say our militaries couldn't protect us. You're saying we didn't have the Lord with us, so we had to get up out of there unless we wanted to completely be wiped off the face of the earth. So we had to blend in with the Africans, because you already know our oppressor. He's done so many genocides across the face of the earth. It's like across the face of the earth, wiping out a multitude of nations and populations. You can look at natives and Hispanics, for example. That was a straight genocide. You're saying 77 million native Indians were ruthlessly murdered.
Right.
Whether it was from biological warfare or full-on war or just slaughter of a single town.
Okay.
You get something
okay. I was thinking, what I'm saying? Because so it was we brought us out of Egypt, and then we went to the motherland, right? To Egypt, or Israel, I mean. After Egypt.
We went to the wilderness to relearn the laws.
Okay.
And then after that, then we started conquering our lands, which will become the nation of Israel.
Okay. But then we was being so wicked and all that. So then we went back into Africa. Egypt. Or was it Africa at that time?
We've been under multiple captivities before
the
Romans started slaughtering us. So you got the Assyrians, the Babylonians.
Damn,
I'm saying you got the the Persians. The Greeks.
Hey, somebody will ask me, who is the Persians?
As like
Arab, no?
It is the Arabs. I believe it's
Ishmael, no?
Yeah.
Khan.
But I believe I might ask Captain Qadash for sure. I want to say it's like all of the like Iraq and the
Pakistan and all that.
The Stanis and shit. But I'm gonna double check you with Captain Qadash about that.
Khan. Yeah, Captain Khan. Damn, it's crazy. I need this book right here.
Oh yeah, it's a great book.
Damn. Captain Khan.
Is there any more on that?
Captain Khan. Being from Roman
persecution, and slavery. The slave market were full of black Jewish slaves.
Full of what?
Black Jewish slaves.
So the slave market was filled with black Jewish slaves, which really real Jews. You understand? And so, I mean, that can't be anywhere near the Jewish man. The Jewish man has never been dark a day in his life. You understand? Is that all on that?
God, hey, this was heavy out of one.
Most High in Christ. I got one more thing for you to read. You know, a lot of our people will say, "Oh, well, you know, if they're black, they must have just been Africans that converted to Judaism or whatever it is, whatever nonsense it is we want to spew out as a nation." But go ahead and look up Ham for me. But that is just one instance that tells you that we've always been not only enemies with these people, understand, with our oppressor, but we've also, you know, been their slaves on multiple occasions. And so we've been oppressed by them on multiple occasions. It's in America, and you know, the Spanish, the English and French, that was not the first time we have been oppressed by these devils. You understand? But America is certainly going to be the last. Because when Christ returns with them 200 million chariots, them angels, he's going to bring nothing but death and destruction to America and to the entire earth. So you got that?
Go
ahead.
Ham. City East.
You know you're not going to stop. Gotta go back on page.
Oh, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
In 12.
That's that Bible dictionary, right?
Yeah, the Zondervan Bible dictionary.
Right. Let me get one of these too. Okay. Ham, the youngest son of Noah.
I'm saying, so Noah had 3 sons. You got Ham, Japheth, and Shem. No particular order, select.
Right.
You understand? And these 3 sons, along with Noah and their wives, got onto the ark. You understand? And after the flood was over, these 3 sons, along with their wives, went out to repopulate the earth and to, you know, cause the fruition of these different nations being sprung up. Go ahead.
Cut them out of one. Born probably about 96 years before the flood.
So this was really back then that'd be considered a young brother, but now he'd be considered, you know, damn near ancient. But we lived longer back then. Go ahead.
Cut them out of one. And one of 8 persons to live through the flood.
So like we said before, one of 8 persons. So you got Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And you got Noah along with their wives. Go ahead.
He became the progenitor of the dark races.
So he was the forefather of the dark races. He's the one that sat there and, you know, repopulated enough with his wife to bring forth, you know, these dark nations on the face of this earth.
Right.
And we're going to find out exactly who it is that he's the forefather of.
Right.
Go ahead.
Not the Negroes.
Not who?
Not the Negroes.
Who?
Not the Negroes.
Saying he is not the forefather of so-called blacks, the Negroes. You understand? Our forefathers are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not no goddamn Hamite. I'm saying, or African, if you will. You understand? So that goes to show you that those that fled into Africa, seeking refuge, seeking not to be slaughtered by these devils, I mean, that goes to show you that they aren't African. That shows you that there's not just, you know, the people that are dark on the face of this earth. They aren't just Africans.
Right.
Go ahead.
But the Egyptians.
But the who?
Egyptians.
But the Egyptians, the same people that had us as slaves, I'm saying, in the book of Exodus. whom the Lord caused so many plagues to come upon in order to set us free as a nation. Go ahead.
Ethiopians, Lashawan,
Libyans.
and Canaanites.
And Canaanites. Is that it on that?
Kelukan.
I'm saying. So the Egyptians, the who? Who's the second one?
Ethiopians.
Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Yes, and these are all different African, nations that were ruling over that continent. Yes, and these different brothers that, branched out in order to create their own empires. Is there more on that? All right. I would say, well, maybe it's time to wrap up class.
That's like it.
All right. You say, but that goes to show you though that just because somebody has a complexion about themselves, it does not mean we are all the same people. You know what I'm saying? Skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Right. Most I crazy. I ain't never heard that one. You get that one.
You understand? Which is why Africans don't come and join with the real Jews, so-called blacks in America.
Right.
You understand? They distance themselves. Go ahead.
Damn sure I never seen no black. Hamite on no Black Lives Matter.
Right.
You never seen that.
Right.
You
understand? Because they know this is the vision. So, all of that just goes to show you not only who it is that the real Israelites are with the artifacts, but as well as who the real Jews are, which are so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in America.
Right.
You understand? Not only does the Bible say, the scriptures, whom the our ish oppressor claims to follow, claims to be a part of. The scriptures say the real Jews are black. We got, historical books saying the real Jews are black. We got, devils trying to disprove the Bible with that Zondervan Bible Dictionary. We got them saying that Africans aren't the only dark people on the face of this earth. So that narrows it all down. Go ahead.
Even Hitler know the Jews are black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Even Columbus knew the real Jews were black.
Right.
You're saying, how do you think he got to America? You know what I'm saying? That devil, along with other devils, they knew the Bible. You understand? They knew where the Lord's chosen people were, where we were dwelling. Go ahead.
One thing about these devils, they study everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think they ain't gonna study the Bible? Right. Not know? So you know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, that was a heavy point because it really goes to show that they do, especially with this, Space Force that Trump is trying to create.
Right.
They're saying trying to create some type of military that these devils hope can rival the Most High. Because why else would they have such an urgency to build a space fleet?
It's time, I want.
Right. Right. You understand? But I'm saying our people should know ain't nothing. Literally nothing gonna be able to defeat the Lord.
Right.
I say,
you know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna pass the class over to Trooper Kumapar to read the I.S.U.P.K security announcements.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world.
Right.
If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Times, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 through 21.
Malachi 3:8-10 means tenth in Hebrew. Mashariah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or a teacher. Priest funds. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. The Passover will still be denounced.
Slow down if you have to. Also,
Don't
rush through it.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. And with that, imagine, which means to rise. With hungwa hak with them, which means turn and face to east. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanahu, Shabbat Shemayim, Qadash, Hayya, Shimka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayya, I.S.U.P.K, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayya, Bashemayim, Nathan, Lakam, Call. Yawam. What's a lack with now? Cover what for now? That's a lack with now. Cover what for now? Walla Dabajaya no. Banasaya one. Above. How shine no. My yon. Right. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wala alu. What the pirate. La layum. Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debt. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Hakat, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Babakashah. Nathanahu. Hakat. La Rapa'ah. Kal Makalah. Wakal Madawa. Hakat. Lots of heart. Hamatazarayim. Hakat. Lahakwathium. Lahakium. Hamatazi. That's like. Hamatiyum. No, it's like. Hamathium. Hakat. Al-Rakawat. Hat Tama'alu. Lagoshan. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. The water aman. The prayer for the power in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean power against unclean spirit.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahushua?
Why Yahushua?
Why Wam Yaka'ala.
Wam Yaka'ala.
Why Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Matajabiyad.
Matazabiyah.
Alawafyana.
Alawafyahana.
Ha Alawafyam.
Ha Alawafyam.
Ha Saranyam.
Ha Zaranyam.
Ha Kwatasayanyam.
Ha Kwatazayanyam.
Ha Kayayanyam.
Ha Kayayayam.
Wahakwathian.
Wahakwathian.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim.
Bashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water among.
The water among. The prayer for the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
And the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
The anointing prayer in the Hebrew. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Wayashamarka.
Wayashamarka.
Yahweh Yahweh.
Yahweh Yahweh.
Panyahu.
Panyahu.
Al-Yaka.
Al-Yanka.
Wayakumka.
Wayakumka.
Yasha'a Yahweh.
Yasha'a Yahweh.
Panyahu.
Panyahu.
Al-Yaka.
Al-Yaka.
Wayasham.
Wayasham.
Laka.
Laka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim.
Bashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapat.
Magad.
Magad.
Hagad.
Hagad.
The McClatchy family.
The Clachy family.
The Nix family.
The Nix family.
The Young family.
The Young family.
The Canaan family.
The Canaan family.
All the destroyed of Israel.
All destroyed of Israel.
Done.
All destroyed of Israel.
All the destroyed of Israel.
Done.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yahushua.
The water among.
Water among.
The anointing prayer in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bless thee and keep thee.
Bless thee and keep thee.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Make his face shine upon thee.
Make his face shine upon thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Lift up his countenance upon thee.
Lift up his countenance upon thee.
And give thee peace.
And give thee peace.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
The loved ones we just named.
Love was his name.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the treasure.
And shake loose the treasure.
Of the rich of Israel.
Of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
First to riches.
To enter into that sanctuary.
To enter in that sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And the drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments are our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
kamikaze,
the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Wall Street. Open up the internet, and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. Always. So be it.
So
be it.
So be it. Son, which means turn to face the teacher.
It's just turn.
A curse salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mount Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Rakatah.
Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Brakatham.
Yes, Matat. Curse salute to the sisters online. Men of Israel, Mount Shabbat, Imagine, Barak,
Yahweh Shemar Al Dan Bashim Yahushua.
That's Matat. That's Miss.